What's going on, everybody? This is another episode of Sports and Layers. We're kind of going over our points that we've totaled for like playoff picks so far. I'm gonna share my screen and kind of go over where we're at. At a high level, TG right now is in first place with 120. I'm in second with 80. And then it's Rick and D are at 75. So pretty even. TG has a lead right now. The difference for me, if y'all remember, I actually picked a blowout game in game 3. That was a bonus 5 points. I don't think anyone else has called out a blowout for the points, so keep that in mind. If y'all want to do that for...
I'm swinging for the fences. Fuck that. Game 3, I'm
extra
swinging for the
3 points.
fences. 5 points. I'm swinging for the fences. Fuck it. Game 3 blowout Celtics.
What?
Yes. Yep.
I mean,
Wait,
bro,
that's an extra 5 points. Okay.
but you can lose those 5 points too, though.
I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
I mean, we gotta go big or go home right now.
Yeah.
Going on.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's how we're gonna start the podcast today.
Yeah.
Okay.
The energy we coming with, man.
Yeah.
Nah,
I wasn't ready for that. Like, okay.
Yeah.
So it's Boston blowout. Yeah, Boston. And so our blowouts are winning by 15 points. So we're a little more graceful with that. We didn't put it at 21 or whatever. So okay. Rick's trying to get that. All right. Damn. But through the first round, a lot of teams, there was a lot more points through the first round than the second round. There's more games, of course. But just to recap the second round, most teams, I picked Philly to kind of just pick opposite of the trend that didn't pan out. Everybody had Boston, but no one had it going 7. Everyone else had Boston. No one had to go to 7. I was the only one that actually got Miami right in the Miami, New York Knicks. And then Lakers, Golden State. I mean, I'm surprised I'm the only one that got that one right too. So Phoenix, everybody was wrong. We all had Phoenix winning that. That was pretty crazy.
Wow.
So it got a little rough going through the second, but
that's disgusting.
Now we got Boston, Miami. So these we already know, Celtics in 4, that's wrong from D. TG and Rick, Celtics in 5, that's wrong. So hopefully the Celtics still pull it out because all of us have the Celtics. I have them in 7. I'm the only one with a chance to get points right now. I mean, technically they could win it in 6. And then Lakers so far, it looks like it's still anyone's thing. We're a little bit split here. We got some Lakers in 7, Lakers in 6, Nuggets in 6, Nuggets in 7. So this is where we'll start to see some separation. All right, let me stop sharing that. And then we can dive into the Eastern Conference reactions right now. Boston's down 0-2. Lakers are down 0-2. Boston's lost 2 home games though versus Lakers winning 2 road games. So I want to open the floor to y'all to give your thoughts overall, what you think's happening, but also for the viewers that may not be as aware, like I wanted to talk about the difference between like the value or the importance of losing home games versus road games to start the series. Celtics are a little different because they're more of an experienced team in the playoffs, but yeah, I'll open the floor to y'all. What have y'all seen going on in these conference finals so far?
Basically, they need to, play for 48 minutes. And Jaylen Brown needs to play like an NBA player instead of playing like a role player. That's basically the difference. That's a difference to me. I mean, he's averaging 19 points and he's averaging 19 points. His season average is around 27.
Yeah.
27.
They lost both games. I'm talking about if he plays, up to his average, you're talking about, or even if he plays to his average, that's even asking him to play his average. But if he gives you 30, at the end of the day, they are winning these games. That's kind of just how I have it to me. I look at it like this. A lot of people had the Celtics gone last week, 3-2 with Philly, and it's first of 4. It's the first of 4. The Celtics have been a great road team. This would be daunting if this was, let's say, the Warriors, who we highlighted all season as being a terrible team on the road. So, so basically, the way I look at it is that you can't, hit singles. At this point, hit singles. You can't shoot for the home run. You get a home run. You try to, if you can get a home run, fine, but shoot for singles. At the end of the day, it's one game at a time. Like, because if you win tomorrow, it's 2-1. Now, they only have 1 now on you. Then you win the next game, it's 2-2. Mm-hmm. Forget the crowd. At the end of the day, let's not, like, Miami this isn't some raucous area that you're walking into. Like, the fans show up 20 minutes late to the game. So it's not like, oh my gosh, it's so daunting. And I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a lot of Celtics fans there anyway.
Damn.
So
we're walking into a home game.
Wow.
To be completely honest, I just look at it, just take one game at a time. Like I said, next week, truth be told, next week we could be talking on this pod and the Celtics could be looking to close it out next Saturday. So the way that I'm looking at it is just like, handle your business. But the thing that what I said to you and what I said to Dell, when I said to Dell, was it before the Lakers and Grizzlies series? I was like, Stars will get theirs. It's all about who's the role guy.
Yeah.
And you look at game 1, like, the Celtics really, their role guys, like, they gave hand that, but I'm just saying, like, when you get multiple role guys scoring 15 points,
right? Like,
that's a recipe for success. And then, like yesterday, you let Taylor fucking Martin drop 25 points. Like,
that can't happen.
Inexcusable. That cannot happen. That cannot.
He was balling though. He was doing.
This dude was undrafted.
He was
ridiculous.
But
no,
that's no. Go ahead, keep going.
No, that can't fucking happen. I don't give a fuck what it is. That cannot happen. You cannot let that happen on any stage. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself. No, that cannot.
That when he kissed off the glass over Robert Williams, though, it was like left side of the backboard. He kissed it off the glass with his right.
This is a playoff game, man.
That was nasty. Like
you can't let undrafted dudes. This is he had the game of his life,
bro. He had the game was like dig fucking deep. At the end of the day, though, is that either you with the shits or you not with the shits? Because it's crazy. Because I'm looking at highlights yesterday because Kevin Garnett's birthday was yesterday, and I'm just seeing like as far as in like he would not tolerate none of this shit. He would not tolerate none of this shit. Yeah. None of this shit would not happen on his watch. Yeah. And I'm just waiting for the dude to sit there and say, like, I'm taking this shit personally. Like TV, this motherfucker's at the end of the day, there's an underdog story. Dudes made it no matter where you was drafted. But get the fuck out of here,
Bro,
he's undrafted.
We have nothing but lottery picks on our squad.
Right. So much.
We have the best, like, a semblance of talent in the league right now. We got the top roster in the league. We got to get it done, man. I don't know what is going on.
So they can't falter.
The coach got to get the rotations right. Like, coaches out here learning on the fly. Like, we got to just get
things I want to throw out there for y'all now. One, based off of what Rick said, like, and two, based off of the overall discussion. One, based off of what Rick said. Do you like seeing Grant Williams get up in Jimmy Butler's face? Like,
yes.
But is that the bear you want to poke from Grant Williams, though?
Yes.
Because they went on a 28-4 run after that. That's kind of when the game got closed out.
Here's the issue.
Yeah.
Everybody else stepped the fuck up.
Right.
The fuck. Like, I don't give a fuck about
Grant Williams stepped up after that.
Shit. Getting his shit. Like, getting his shit. Talk your shit. I want that. Mm-hmm. I want the bench to feel that. I want the players on the court to feel that. But no, Jaylen Brown, you can't fucking turn the ball over and then get deep on the back door pass by Duncan Robinson.
That's ridiculous.
Like that had nothing to do. That had nothing to do with Jimmy Butler. You poked the bear. No, the other guys. What the fuck are y'all doing now?
Jimmy Butler did start balling after that, though. He did. He started coming at him, too.
Yeah, and that's fine. My whole thing, though, is that, okay, let's trade baskets. Your guys go ahead and step up. What are you gonna just go do? Turtle in the corner? Like that was my issue. That fourth quarter, the stars didn't come out to play for the Celtics. And it had nothing to do with Grant Williams talking to Jimmy Butler. It had nothing to do with that. Like that's a cool little
You want to
like
see that in the
side.
playoffs.
That's a cool little like talking point or whatever the case is. But at the end of the day, I don't want none of my players on my team bitching up. At that time, talk your shit. Yo, it is what it is. Talk your shit. What you gonna do? Jimmy Butler's gonna say something to you and you're just gonna
Bro, this dude
walk
has
away?
Grant Williams started it really. After he cashed that 3, he kind of came at Jimmy first, which I don't mind either.
I mean, think about it. Grant hasn't played all playoffs. Like he's played in how many games this playoffs, man? He's just happy to be on the court. Like, hell yeah, get into
He
it.
brought another dimension.
Do what you gotta do. He brought energy. The only thing is his boys left him hanging. Like no one else played with that energy. Damn. It's like
and
we take the
Tatum did, right? Would you say Tatum did or not? Because he was
no. See, okay, not in the fourth. I think that like not in the fourth. There was just a period of time where I want to say in the fourth, I think Jaylen Brown had 3 points and Tatum had 0. And you're talking about around this period. Yeah, there was a.
What is going on with those guys in the fourth, man? And this is this is consistent for Tatum now, yo. Like,
this is back-to-back games for him.
So it's like, okay, so at the end of the day, it was like, yo, what you did in the Philly series, can't rush your laurels on that. It's over. We have to now focus on the Heat, and this is a different series. Like I said, it's the first of 4. It's not the first of 2. You know, it's is it more daunting because okay, you have home court for a reason. Don't fucking lose at home. But the way I look at it is, you win tomorrow, it's 2-1. Let's what would be
the kind of goes back to Miami, yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's just like now they're playing, they're gonna play more free, and that's why I think that's where I feel like you can. And I'm not just gonna say that they're gonna play free, but I feel those that like you can find yourself. You are gonna have to come out with a different, dog. You're gonna have to come out with a different dog.
That doesn't
so
sound
I just
like,
think that's
like that. When we say that, like come out with the dog, like I feel like that's the issue with the Celtics, man. You know what I mean? Like we have, if you think about it, look at our squad.
Yeah,
Jaylen Brown's supposed to be a player that plays with that dog, and Marcus Smart, I guess, is the closest guy that actually consistently plays like that. Maybe a little bit of what's his name, the Time Lord or whatever. But like for the most part, man, these guys are more like, they got that little like light skin thing going on. You know what I mean?
More like, chill. Like I'm a number 1 draft pick. I'm a top
like
draft pick.
These guys
I belong here. I'm in my 100th playoff game.
You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know, man. Like these guys are playing like they Lakers as opposed to Celtics or something. Like, what's going on here? Man?
Why are you throwing a jab? Well, so, and this is what I want to ask. I want to ask, like, as Celtic. Well, all right. As Rick is getting back in, I'll mention this, right, for the fan that isn't, watching a ton of NBA playoffs. To lose 2 games, the first 2 games, it does happen a lot in series, but it usually means more to lose those 2 games when it's at home. Like, that's your advantage. Chuck and Shaq were saying, like, they went into every home game feeling like nobody could ever beat us. Rick did bring up a good point where Miami doesn't have that crazy home field advantage because, like, they're in South Beach. Like, literally, people will show up midway through the first quarter. And so it's not as crazy. It's still an advantage. But typically, that's, like, you're looking at a big uphill battle. And that leads me to asking y'all, like, do y'all think this series is over as like
no, because the way I look at it is like this. They come here. They lose. The series is over when they lose 4 games. That's when it's over.
We technically have them right where we want them, honestly.
So here's
the best road team in the playoffs.
Okay, TG said it. We're the best road team. Last year in the Eastern Conference Finals, the Celtics won 3 games in Miami. They won 3 games, game 2, game 5, and game 7 in Miami.
Wow.
So what I will say is that like I said, game by game. If you look at it like this, they lost game 1, they lose game 2. But if they win game 3, okay, it's 2-1. Say they won yesterday and they lost on Sunday. Is the view different? What's the view going into Tuesday? If they
Yeah.
won
Oh
Friday,
yeah. I'm looking at this totally different if it's 1-1 right now. I'm looking.
yeah, okay,
oh,
you're looking at it
Boston
different.
Philly.
So
Yeah.
okay, so then are we gonna look at it different if they win tomorrow? Okay, it's 2-1. Okay,
I
they
need to see
win
Boston
Tuesday.
winning them both. I feel like if it's 3-1 coming out of there, I don't like your chance. Like, yeah, good win, but like now you literally have to win. And Boston's been great when their backs against the wall, but 3-1.
Yeah,
That's
no, great. They great. Yeah, and of course, like they like elimination games, they've been balling. They've been a great team as far as an elimination game. But the way I look at it is like, yo, it's the first of 4. I'm not gonna count them out. I think that there's gonna be, they have to dig deep. There's got to be something, and they also have to pay attention to the fact that like, yo, you can't let role players outplay you. And yo, it's one game at a time. At the end of the day, you can't focus on, you can't look ahead. Focus on now. Boom.
Right.
If you go into you go and coming back home and it's 2-2, oh, okay. We can't make that. We can't have that same mistake.
right.
So I just look at it that with that approach, but into channel into like, okay, Dell talking about that, like, okay, the Nuggets serve court, they protected home. I will look at it like this now. But I know that the Lakers are home, but there has to be that same kind of urgency where you can't rest on your laurels and say, okay, we're home.
And that ties into what TG was just saying, because Rick, when you dropped, you were saying like Celtics need more of that dog, and TG was like, he doesn't feel like this team really has any dogs. Like he said, like people have been acting kind of light skinned, and I was saying like they come across as guys a little privileged, like, oh, I'm a top draft pick, blah blah blah. And TG said they're acting like Lakers. So do you think you have dogs on the roster? It looks like Grant Williams. He said TG was saying JB is supposed to be that dog, but like, who's going to step up and be that dog? I mean, Tatum shows it at times, but who do you think it's going to be?
Well, I mean, I feel like Marcus got, whether people like it or not, I feel like Marcus, he got some dog in him.
But it's like, dog or not, man, we're the better team. We're the more talented basketball players. Like, it's like you go into the open run or whatever, go play basketball, like, pull up at your local park. The dudes out there with more talent, regardless of whoever's trying harder, like, dude, like if you have more talent, more skill, more size, more athleticism, you should have more success.
Yeah.
Like, which is
I certainly agree with you. Then that's the part that just makes me mad, is because you can look like, I understand Philly, like, this is it, I don't understand about the talent or whatever the case is, and I just think that, like, bro, at the end of the day, yo, you gotta match the intensity. With your talent, if you can match their intensity, like, I feel those that, like, you can blow them out. Like, you have to just play hard as them, and also figure out, like, yo, like, they got to beat the zone. They got to beat the zone.
Yeah.
But I just feel those that they have to just play hard on defense. Like, make Caleb Martin beat you one-on-one. Make him make a decision. That's it.
Defense is the key, because, like, dude, these are playoff games. If you look at the previous series, we won game 6 against Philly. I think Philly scored 86 points. Game 7, Philly scored 88 points.
Right.
Dude, these games are in the hundreds, man. This is a playoff game against the Miami Heat. Give me a break.
So this is what I want to ask.
They're not playing any defense here. Like, it's so frustrating. Like, you know what I mean? I think it's like 120 something game 1, and then game 2, what was it, 115 that they scored or whatever it was?
Yeah.
This is ridiculous, man.
So my question is this, just stemming up, because we keep bringing up, we mentioned Caleb Martin a number of times, and like, yeah, these guys are undrafted, the Caleb Martins, the Gabe Vincents, Max Struces, and this could maybe segue us into the Lakers game a little. I do want to still talk more about Boston, but like a big topic I think is like, I think we're witnessing like the rise of some new stars, albeit undrafted guys. And I think coaching and that heat culture is helping them. I think we're seeing. I don't know if Caleb Martin is that kind of guy, but Gabe Vincent I could see emerging into being a star. Max Struess, I think I got to see more from him. But I think we're seeing the potential of 1 to 3, 2 to 4 new star. Austin Reed. I can't say Roy because Roy he's admitting like he's more aggressive because he doesn't see a rim protector on the Nuggets. But Austin Reeves is looking like a star. Like he's probably going to average 23 points or more.
Well,
He had
let's
23 game one, 22 game two. I only see him scoring more at home. So like, are we seeing an emergence, a new star? Like, what do you think it is with these undrafted guys that are balling out? Is it something different? Is it just the system and the matchup? Like, I think we're seeing stars emerge that are in the right situations at the right time. What do y'all think?
I mean, we've always seen undrafted players ball out, like, in the NBA, like in the NFL, like this ain't nothing new. I just feel like it's just this stage, this team, this coach playing against this team, you know what I mean? Like, and it's just kind of being blown up. Like, if you really look at the numbers, Gabe Vincent's probably a 10 points a game guy. If you really look at the numbers, Caleb Boone's probably an 11 points a game guy, if that. If you really look at the numbers, Max Strus is like a 9 points a game player, if that. You know what I mean? It's just like now you put him on a playoff stage, and you have some Hall of Fame championship coaching with them. And then now it becomes, all this hype because now they're playing against a better team and outplaying them.
Yeah, I look at it like this, like what the Heat as far as like looking at this. If you look at coaching players, him putting, let's say, players in a better position to win. I mean, I wouldn't say that they're similar, but it was like, okay, when you looked at, like, say, like the Spurs, or you looked at, if you were to cross sports and look at the Pats, where, you simplify something for a guy to do and say, this is all we need you to do. And he is, I wouldn't say necessarily stars. It's like you can star in your role.
Right.
I think that if you gave the ball to Caleb Martin and you don't have Jimmy Butler on the court, it's looking real bleak. And I think that even going forward, I wouldn't expect him to score 25 points or whatever the case is here or there. Yeah, so point being though is that I feel those that they just put players in their position and make sure that they're comfortable in what they want to, what they're doing. And that's kudos to them.
Right, give them credit for staying ready,
yeah,
but
yeah, no, for
you
sure.
don't expect that to happen again.
No, but my whole thing though is that, like, someone else, and I look at, like, you're not being dogs walking into Philly and Milwaukee the last 2 seasons and facing elimination and just faltering. So there's definitely some dog activity. The part that you get frustrated and you get mad at is that where is that mentality all series? Where is that? Like, if you played with that mentality, if y'all came out with that game 6, game 7 mentality versus Philly these first 2 games, you're talking about a potential sweep because you done blew the Heat out with games. But you come in and you basically, like JB set up a game 1, like, why are we talking about the regular season? Why are we looking at games like, we treated this like the regular season? Like, why?
He said that?
Like, what are we doing?
When did he say that?
Yeah, he said,
how can you voice that? That's crazy.
After game 1.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying as far as the intensity. And as much as people can sit there and they can talk about the coaches, at the end of the day, though, is that it lies on the players. The guys are on the court. Like, what are we doing here? Like what are we, like? That's what I'm saying as far as like, the attention to details. Y'all playing on the court. Y'all know what's going on. Like y'all, he can't force y'all to, he don't got a gun to y'all head and say, oh yeah, you gotta go 100. You can't go 70. You gotta go to 100 all game.
And
gas, no breaks.
I want to follow up on that coaching point because I heard something interesting where people were like, "Yo, it's clear that oh my god, Miami Heat coach, what's his name? How am I blanking on his name? Spoelstra.
Bullshit.
It's clear that Spoelstra is like a great coach with what he's doing with these role players. They're like, if you were to swap out the rosters and give Spoelstra Boston's roster, it would be a sweep. Do y'all think that's the case, or do you think there's other things coming into play more than that?
I mean,
Is
of
the
course they have like,
is the gap in coaching that big? I should say.
So that's a great question because for me, like, that's a good question because like, is coaching more like motivational, like Doc Rivers, rah rah, or is it more like adjustments and matchups and
it's more adjustments
rotations
and
and
matchups. No, it's more adjustments and matchups. That raw can help you in the regular season. Yeah. And there's a reason why Doc Rivers
Right.
falters in the postseason if he doesn't have, a Kevin Garnett or Paul Pierce and Ray
you
Allen.
have superstars, right? I feel you.
So
Yeah, he's lost
um
the most series when up 3-1 in NBA history.
I
he has
mean,
like
then
seven.
to
He
that
has like
point, then to answer Dell's question is like, yeah, then Spo would we would
so
technically blow these dudes out, right? If we had Spo,
so
then
so so okay. I look at it like this, and I just think that like a lot of times, just like when you look at coaching and you got people that say, oh, this and that about the coach or whatever. First year coach, 34 years old, he's learning, right?
Right.
And
uh,
you have a lot of people who would, if your rookie came into your team and led you to 50 something games, you would not be talking about trade him.
True.
Um I think that we have to sit there and understand though that like as coaches don't come into the NBA and just become Greg Popovich. Eric Spoelstra had to go through Eric
Right.
Spoelstra had to go through his growing pains.
Right.
Um it's and I just think that a lot of times, even when you look at Ime Udoka, he had stars on his coaching staff. He had Will Hardy with the Jazz, right? He had Damon Stoudemire, who's the coach of Georgia Tech, and he had Joe Mazzulla staff.
Mm-hmm.
All those guys are gone. And I think that even whatever, regardless of having, whether they win a championship or not, they're going to add to the coaching staff, because of, that, as far as the knowledge and experience, obviously he's going to need it, more because I don't think there's an experienced guy that can sit there and say, yo, this is what you should do, or this is whatever, or he can have someone that he can lean on as, it may happen. And I just think that a lot of times people like look at, oh, they missed their coach. And they were just like, yeah. And I think that he would have taken a kind of a step back this year because he didn't have all those guys with him. And I mean, and it's not giving him no excuse, but I just think that like, can we temper the like, oh, if they don't win, fire the coach? And it's like, okay, so now you want this core to lose continuity where now you're having 4 coaches in 4 years. And it's
Damn.
like, and
right.
then it's like, who are you gonna go hire? Bonnie Williams?
Yeah. So yeah,
You know,
that's probably
you
that's gonna
know,
be a top. I mean, he would be a good coach, but that's probably a topic for the next episode. Because like,
yeah.
if the Celtics lose, we could start talking about the pass forward and the JB breaking up the. But like, let's hold off on that for now.
But that's
Let's
silly.
be
I
kind
mean,
of
even that
serious.
conversation,
Right. Let's hold
is
off on
silly.
that one. So I want to give one more take on that Boston series, but I also want to dive into the numbers because TG brought it up. Just the numbers for Caleb Martin, Gabe Vincent, Max Strus. Caleb Martin, I guess, let me see, regular season this year, what did he average? He averaged, what? Oh, he averaged 9.6 points. In the playoffs, he stepped it up. He's averaged 12.2 points. But against Boston, he's averaging 20. He dropped 25 game 2, 15 game 1.
Yeah, see?
And yeah, you got to fix that. Gabe Vincent during the regular season. What? Oh, okay. He averaged 9.4 points, and now during the playoffs, he's averaging 11.6. But again, against Boston, he's got 15 and 9, so he's averaging 12. So about his You know what I mean? About his playoff average.
You see how these players are playing better in the playoffs?
Yeah.
Is that coaching or is that the player just stepping up? Like,
could be some dog. And then with Strus, 11 and a half points, regular season, about the same, 11.2 points playoffs. Against Boston, he's actually averaging 13. So all these guys are stepping up a little bit in the playoffs, which is what you typically don't see out of role players. I just think that guy, Jimmy Butler, I think so. And this is what I want to bring up again, the bubble. People want to say, oh, asterisks on the bubble championship. That wasn't real. And it's like, look at the Final Four right now. It's the same 4 teams. Literally. Boston,
it's
Miami,
only Laker fans.
and
It's only Laker fans
Nuggets.
that's talking about that. It's only Laker fans that's talking about the bubble. It's only Lakers.
And so just to not get Rick hyped up that I'm hyping up the Lakers, I'm gonna focus on other points around it, like Jamal Murray. My thing is, this man was dropping 50 in the bubble. Tatum set the what is it, the play-in record for points in the bubble, right? Like
no, that was the year after. That was the year after.
Okay. So, but the same guys are balling. Jimmy Butler's, Tatum's, AD, the same guys are balling this year that balled in the bubble. So, like, let's just give a little more appreciation to that bubble run and the teams that made it. We can. I'll go away from that because I know everybody wants to say I'm being a homer.
So TG, it's the asterisk. It's people calling it a bubble ship and not looking at the same. So the Laker fans, like the Miami Heat and the Celtics played in the conference finals last year. I hear no bubble talk. I didn't say, "Oh, look at 2 years ago they faced off in the bubble." It's all Laker. It's all the Laker propaganda where they feel insecure that people were saying this, that they have to hype this up and say, "Oh, look at the bubble." And it's like Jamal Murray tore his ACL the season after the bubble, and then last year he wasn't himself. As we learned, for your ACL, you gotta give like a season, some change, where you really become yourself. He's still relatively young.
Right.
So I just think that that's kind of more so of it opposed to like, oh my gosh, it's the bubble. But let's focus on the fact that I brought up earlier, like the Lakers can't rest on laurels and say, okay, we're home. We just have to protect home because you don't want to go back to Denver.
Oh no, we don't want to go down 3-1. So
this is my biggest point. Whatever,
Here's my biggest point. I'll put it this way. I do think with the consistency of the bubble next year, I do think these are the best 4 teams in the league, honestly. Like I like the way the Nuggets look right now, Michael Porter Jr., you got LeBron and AD on the Lakers. Jimmy Butler, that's something the last topic I really want to touch on against the Celtics. I mean, this dude is just looking like Jordan in these playoffs. And me and Rick were going at it in the chat because I'm like, yo, who's going to stop Jimmy Butler? Like, he just faced a team with 3 all-defensive caliber players, 2 of which actually made it in Drew Holiday and Brook Lopez, who's the second in voting for Defensive Player of the Year, like top 3 or whatever. And then, of course, you still got Giannis. So if he's doing that to them, what's he going to do against the Celtics? And Rick brought up a good point. Tatum and Brown, they're longer, they're better wing defenders. I'm thinking, like, yeah, they'll slow him down. This man, like, it seems like nobody can stop him. Like,
what did he drop? 30 in game 1?
I mean, he dropped 35.
He had 27 yesterday.
Game 2,
so
what do you have?
he had 27 yesterday.
27.
Yeah, so when I looked at it, all right, so when I looked at it like this, when game 1, he had multiple possessions against Tatum and Brown, and he only scored 2 points against them combined. They're doing a great job of him being able to find mismatches, whether it's screens and whatnot. It's all job too, as far as to adjust from that. So then you can keep Tatum and Brown on him.
Yeah.
That has to be like, as far as if they have to fight, if it's fight or whatever the case is. But that's kind of like, I mean, as simple as it sounds, it's it's hard, it's harder to accomplish.
But y'all also have White. Y'all got 3 guys, and White got a block on him last game. Y'all got 3 guys that can defend him. Why is he still cooking? Is my thing.
Like, because you're finding mismatches. It's like, you saw him on Grant Williams. You saw him
the way he's playing.
Go small, maybe because like if y'all go small and y'all have Smart, Tatum, Brown, and White on the floor with, Rob Williams, you got all of those guys. At least Rob Williams can like stay in front of him at the perimeter. You got like 3-4 legit guys that should be able to defend him. I don't understand. I didn't think he was gonna ball out like this. I'm actually a little frustrated about
No,
that.
you know, but here's the also thing too though is that like even with him balling out, it's yo, I'm just more so in the lens of yo, let him do whatever he does. It's about the other guys.
Hmm.
Like, don't help off and leave, you know, whoever in the
Kevin Love.
corner.
They're
Yeah,
playing him
leave
like
him in.
young LeBron with shooters around, so you can't
Yes.
you can't leave him. Like you,
So no, but my whole thing though is that don't double him. Like at the end of the day, like yo, trust your defense. Trust your defense and don't let him get this pass out to shooters. Where I just think that like when you let shooters beat you, that's when you find yourself in trouble. But yo, I have to run y'all.
All right, so yeah, we didn't
All
get
right.
the Lakers. All right, catch you next time. I'll quickly
right.
go to the Lakers. The Celtics was a more pressing topic. They're in a more urgent situation. But Lakers, I mean, I feel completely confident. Like I'm not respecting Jokic. The end of that game, LeBron made two very uncharacteristic mistakes. He lost the ball on the break. I mean, he was about to force it into a
What
reverse.
was that about? That was gotta be.
He was trying to force
Was that
it. Like,
age?
yo, he was trying
that?
to like pocket back and do a reverse.
But I've seen him do that move lots of times. So it was like, was that just age? Was that a lack of concentration there?
I just think he lost the ball. I think it's just one of those like it was just a bad time mishandle. Like he's probably made that play a million times in his career.
Right.
I don't think that's age because his head is still like 3 inches from the rim. Like he would have finished it. He just lost the ball. So it was like, what? It feels weird. And then at the end of the game, he gets the steal, but misses the layup. I think that's more fatigue. Maybe you could lean that towards age. So that's 4 points. We lost by 5. I mean, on that steal, we could have settled down the offense a little bit. I understand time is limited. He was 0 for 6 from 3. So maybe we don't want him shooting the 3, but Austin Reeves was around. Maybe we get Reeves another shot. Like, I'm glad they battled in that game. I'm actually glad. One thing I appreciate about this series is like we're not seeing guys rest the last 3-4 minutes because of blowouts. So it's been a battle each and every game, which is what I want to see throughout. I'm just not worried about Jokic. I don't respect him enough just yet. He's been balling. The triple doubles have been crazy. His rebounding, he's definitely a baller, but I don't know that he has enough to take us out. Like y'all, they're scraping off wins at home. We might shoot. I'm gonna call a blowout tonight. Nah. Let me chill. I'm not gonna call that.
It's
but
like,
I see we're gonna win tonight, bro.
Right. Like from a Celtics fan's point of view, it's like looking at the team we're playing against, the Lakers. You guys are technically playing against a more talented team than we're playing against.
Right, and a more talented team than us, honestly, arguably.
But the games that you guys have played, I feel like a Laker fan, honestly, like, does a Laker fan right now feel more confident going into game 3 than a Celtics fan?
Oh, yeah.
Going into game 3?
Yeah, because we're going into home. But I would say, even if besides the home versus away, it's like the Lakers are playing hard. Like, the part of why LeBron probably struggled down the stretch, even after that steal, he rolled his ankle. So there was actually, there was a sequence where he rolls his ankle.
Banged up a little bit in that game.
Yeah, he didn't even make it all the way back down on the offensive possession, but then Reeves saved the day. He banked the 3. I don't know if that was intentional or not. We'll take the 3 points. And then he goes out there and keeps, pounding and gets the steal. But like, I feel good with the effort I'm seeing. I want to see a little bit more. I want to see AD run back every time and not spend time fixing his headband after a rebound and then start jogging. Like we need to definitely be all out, but I like the energy level is definitely higher than it was regular season. I just think our guys are going to step up. D'Lo's going to step up. You can't give us 0 points. Granted, he gave us 10 points the next game. I think D'Lo steps up.
His plus minus has been terrible.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
off the bench.
I think we should even look at trying to get Beasley and Troy Brown a little more time. Like, I think Beasley, you got to hit some damn threes, bro. Like, what are you like? You just got
I think it's a lost cause for those guys. I feel like you just got to go with your best lineup is probably Reeves is actually. I get confused with what position he plays. Like, does
He's
he
a
play small forward? Does he play point guard?
that's
Is
because
he a
he's a high
shooting
IQ
guard?
player. I think he's a pure shooting guard, but he can also
But they
play
play him
wing,
all over the
and
place.
he's a
Okay.
playmaker. Yeah, he is a
Okay.
playmaker. So because of his IQ, he's kind of like a 1 through 3. He could play any of those positions, really.
Your best lineup might just be like, dude, go big, go like Reeves,
Who's like 6'5".
that dude Rui Acharu or whatever.
Yeah, Rui Hashimura from Japan.
Put him at the 2. Put LeBron
Ooh.
at the 3. You know what I'm saying? Maybe
Honestly, we could
put.
still put Vando in there at the 4 if we
Well,
want to go.
actually, I forgot about Vanderbilt. Maybe you put Vanderbilt at the 3, LeBron at the 4, and
Yep.
AD at the 5, and just run with that lineup.
Who were you thinking of? What lineup were you thinking? With Reeves, Roy, LeBron? What were you thinking? Who else were you going to put in there?
I thought you guys had another big man. I don't know who I was thinking. You
Bron's
guys
been
have
playing a
another
lot of
big man?
4. Not really, because Mo Bamba's hurt. I mean, we got Tristan Thompson. Come on. We're not starting him. It's really like our big men have been LeBron, AD, and Roy. Vando, he can kind of play 1 through 5. He's like the Swiss Army knife.
But AD hasn't been your starting center all year, has he?
For the most part, yeah, he pretty much has. We play him at the 5. Him don't play around with that. He's not getting cute. He's playing him at the 5.
Wow.
So I mean, yeah, I think we got. But the thing is, here's the issue with those lineups. It's like
That makes sense why they bring Rui off the bench now, because
Yeah,
you guys
but-
don't really got bigs like that.
Yeah, but then the thing is, like, the issue is ego. So, like, there's reports out there that we could lose D'Lo, if he doesn't start, meaning like he won't buy in, he's not gonna play as hard, etc. Which I think is BS. Like, personally, I wouldn't mind keeping the same style, just replace D'Lo with Shooter. Like, Shooter's gonna defend, Shooter's gonna hit shots, he's gonna be all effort all game. But D'Lo is the more talented player, but like D'Lo's that guy. He's the one that gives you the light skin vibes. Like, I deserve to be here. I don't gotta try as hard. Granted, when he got called out by Bruce Brown, I don't know why the hell Bruce Brown decided to call him out like that. When Bruce Brown said, like, yeah, we did a good job attacking him, we took him out the 4th because he came motivated. I think D'Lo gives you 19 to 20 tonight, and balls out. The Nuggets, though, like Jamal Murray has just been great. Like, hitting just crazy shots.
He's a good player.
He's a dog. He just hits like every open look.
What is he, 25, 26, something like that?
Yeah.
He's lucky he was young when he had that ACL, because like it can really, that injury is the one injury that really like slows the ACL and the Achilles.
Yeah.
Basketball
26.
26.
Yeah.
Yeah, most athletes can come back from most injuries, but like the Achilles and the ACL ones, man.
Yeah.
But he looks like he's come back and been every bit of what he was.
And then Aaron Gordon has just been a good, athletic, strong, stout body out there. I mean, Michael Porter Jr. has been having some good games. I be forgetting he's 6'10". Like, he bodied Durant this playoffs, but like they're a big team.
They are.
That's another challenge. And then who else do they have balling? I mean, Joker is so skilled, it's crazy. Like, that first game when he hit the 3 at the end of the half and just floated up a crazy rainbow off a step back or something weird, and then AD just could do nothing but smile. Like, his skill level is crazy, but I do feel like he gets worn down by the end of the game. Like, he's definitely not that same playmaker pushing the pace. Like, he's not as dominant late in the game, so hopefully we could take advantage of that. I think we're gonna need to see more scoring from LeBron. Unfortunately, I mean, he's 38, but we're gonna need to see more scoring from LeBron, and we need more from D'Lo. Like, if you're our starting point guard, you got to step up and ball. Roy got to just be consistent, do what he's doing. He's been great. Reeves, keep doing what you're doing. AD's been doing what he's supposed to be doing too, getting blocks, getting steals. He had 40 and 10 game 1. Like, it's the tough part is like we're not able to play Vando this series as much because he doesn't give us offense. So we played him a lot with the Warriors, but now he's getting like 10 to 15 minutes a game.
Does he not have like a perimeter game? Like, what's his
He could hit a shot once in a blue, but he's not somebody we can rely on for offense. Like Lonnie Walker has been much better on offense. Maybe we go with starting Lonnie Walker, but then there's the defensive gap. So it's like, I feel like we've been trying to find that right mix. Maybe tonight we change the starters. We've been trying to find the right mix of guys to put in to make it work. But it's tough, man. As a Lakers fan, I just want to just win the game tonight. My money is on y'all. Win the game tonight. Win the next home game. I think our series is still going according to schedule. I don't really feel worried as a Lakers fan at this point, to be honest. I still see us winning the chip.
I mean, my pick is the Celtics and Lakers. I feel that. I thought about wearing my Boston hoodie, but you know, I'm not as bullish right now. You know what I mean? So
they can't be losing 2 games where Caleb Martin drops 25. That's pretty
come
crazy.
on, man. This is, but
honestly though, Marcus Smart needs to step it up. Actually, that one, and then we could wrap soon because I know we're going over time. But like Marcus Smart, bro, I've been betting his over under point rebounds assists because he's a do it all kind of player. Where he was balling last series, this series it's like 7 points, 4 boards, 4. What are you doing, Marcus Smart? Like he had, I think, 11 assists maybe recently. He might have had that game one, but like
in the first half, but then the second half, it's like
slow down.
1 assist,
bro. And why did Brogdon get
man.
more minutes? I thought Brogdon would get more minutes last game. He was balling, and he didn't hit his over under either for points, rebounds, assists. But it's like, if Brogdon's playing well, defending well, hitting the 3, why isn't he out on the court? Like, why are they playing Grant Williams over Brogdon, or just have them on the same? I don't know.
Like the coaching staff, man. Like I'm just, the one thing I'll say is the coach, what he has to do is just like do enough where you're not the focal point.
Right.
Where you stay out of the way. Like one game you're playing Peyton Pritchard to start the 4th quarter. I'm watching this guy, bro. He doesn't even know why he's on the court. He's out there. He's not shooting. He's not even like, he's like literally not doing anything. Like literally a liability at both ends.
Wow.
He don't even know why he's on the court.
Wow.
It's like coach, and then coaches, and then you haven't played Grant Williams the entire playoffs. And then now it becomes a huge story because he's a guy who's a core player on the team.
Right.
And for whatever reason, you've not played him all playoffs. Like yeah, we got through the first 2 series, but like there's a lot of stuff that's been happening. And then now it becomes a story. So then you fucking throw him in the game. And then he goes ballistic because it's his first game, right? And then now it becomes a Jimmy Butler, freaking Grant Williams game where that favors the Heat.
Right. Like,
you know what I mean? That literally, that there was like a couple possessions during that game where it literally became Jimmy Butler versus Grant Williams,
and Grant was holding it down.
Right,
yeah, you know, right.
Where it was like Jimmy would go and then score and then do the little, you're too small. And then Grant would, I'm like, bro, this is not good for the Celtics.
That's not championship basketball.
No. Like, you know what I'm saying? So.
And even last night, there was like 6 seconds left. And the announcers, like, you hear them kind of questioning Mazzulla. He didn't call the timeout after, I guess, a foul because he's like, granted, if Jaylen Brown hits that 3, there's probably 2 seconds, 1.5 seconds left. You foul, you can then use the timeout and advance the ball. Maybe that was the situation for someone to play out, but even the coach is like, "Wow, Mazzulla's not using the timeout here. There's 6.5 seconds left. Oh my goodness!" Like, and they're like, "Damn."
And when them dudes, because don't forget, Van Gundy and Mark Jackson, they were former coaches.
Right. And that was the other Van Gundy too. That was the fat one.
Stan Van Gundy was a coach too.
Right, exactly. Right? And him and Reggie Miller,
You know what I mean?
Miller was a player, but
Reggie was a player, but
still,
you know, right.
If they're calling it out, they're probably right.
I just feel like right now it's becoming too much of like, because like right now, what's gonna happen? There's gonna be an asterisk here where it's gonna be, oh, they lost because of the coach. Like every year, these guys have a reason why it doesn't get blamed on them. Damn. We got to get to the point where we're blaming the freaking players because they're not getting it done, dude. Their talent, they've been getting by on talent.
Wow.
When have you ever said like, yo, even in Jason Tatum's 50-point game, would you say, bro, this dude left it out all on the court, man? He played so hard. He just balled out. Yo,
Damn,
he just
that's
be
a good
balling,
point.
bro. He just be giving people 50. He don't play hard. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? The last time I saw Jason Tatum play hard was against Brooklyn and his idol Kyrie a couple years ago, right? When we blew out Brooklyn when they had Kyrie, KD,
Wow.
when he locked up KD, that was like the last time I saw Tatum really play hard. And he
Wow.
wasn't getting 30 in that series. He was just
Wow.
locking niggas up. Like, so
Wow.
I don't know, man. Like it's our guys are Holly. It's like that line that freaking Joakim Noah years ago called the Miami Heat. They're Hollywood as hell. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? These dudes is Hollywood as hell, bro.
Wow.
They're all about all NBA teams and my drip before the games, and you know what I'm saying, being a $300 million dude and all this, and getting in Jimmy Butler's face and yeah. Like we're Hollywood as hell.
Man.
Sit down, get gritty, play basketball.
And it's crazy because like Miami, they probably got the most dogs out of any team left in the but
Facts.
Miami just straight
It's
dogs.
like the
That's
worst
the thing.
matchup for a
Even Kevin
Hollywood
Love
ass
got
team.
dog in him. Like Jimmy Butler, dog. Bam Adebayo, he's a dog.
Do you
Oh
remember,
my God.
bro? Do you remember back? It's like it's funny. Back in the day with that Joakim Noah team, Jimmy Butler was on that team
Yeah.
with a young Derrick Rose. They were a tough
Like,
matchup for the Heat. When you get a Hollywood ass team playing against a bunch of dogs, it's not a good matchup, dog.
and I mean, one could argue, honestly, I would say Gabe Vincent is a dog. He's hit some crazy shots this playoff series.
But
This
at the
not
end of the
series,
day,
this playoffs in general.
but talent should always win the day, though.
Yeah.
Like good offense. I don't know who said it, but I
Duncan
think a coach said
Robinson is
it.
a dog, honestly. Damn.
Dude, but good offense should always beat good defense.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? Good
Kyle
D, better
Lowry is a
O.
dog, honestly. But
Good
yeah,
D, better O. Like good D, better. Like good offense should always be good
it's
defense.
it
So
is kind of
I'm holding out hope because we have the
right.
talent, you know.
That's
But
crazy, bro. It's funny though because literally that's probably the difference in the series. Like one
seriously,
team is literally gonna be all out 100% the whole way, all 4 quarters, and then the other team's just a little more like, we got this. They're gonna have to pull out that dog somehow.
and you know why though? The other team, bro, they're like coaching staff, their organization, everything. They literally train their players that yo, you guys can't play any other way.
Right.
Because literally all y'all niggas is undrafted. Either you're like Jimmy Butler, who's a superstar, but you're on your fourth team. You know what I'm saying? Like all of y'all, bro, you cannot get on the court unless you play your ass off.
Right.
Like so, the entire, no matter how good they are or whatever, they all have that mentality. But the
Right.
Celtics, they don't have that mentality because they know you can always fall back on your talent. That's why we wait till our backs is against the wall before we start playing desperate. When the Heat, they play like that all the time because they don't got nothing to
They
fall
have
back
no
on.
option. They can't be
They
like, oh,
can't,
let's lean on our talent tonight.
no, we're
Let's
not
let let's
talented
let
enough.
yeah, let's let the way we can have Tatum go scoreless or whatever, minimal points through 3 quarters and then give you 13 in the fourth. They don't really, I mean, they have Jimmy Butler who could do that, but they can't rely on that game in and game out.
Mm-mm.
And it's funny that you say that though, because it's like, what was I gonna say? The dogs in Miami. Oh, the Miami Heat culture is so ill. I do love it because like they require guys to have a certain level of percentage of body fat or lower. So you already gonna have guys in premier shape, probably more so than other teams even enforce it.
You don't see out of
There's no
shape players on
Boris
that squad.
Diaw on that team. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's not like
Facts.
even Kyle Lowry looks a little more in shape. There's just no fat dudes. Like even if Joker was on that team or Luca, they probably looking a little more
But look at
chiseled
Kyle Lowry though. He's what is he, 36?
and
I think
balling
he's
off the bench.
36.
Yeah.
And he's still out there as a starting point guard in the NBA when Chris Paul can't even make it through a series. You know
I
what I'm
mean,
saying?
he's coming off the bench though, but still, Kyle Lowry's coming off the bench.
Who's
But
starting?
I think they start Gabe Vincent. Yeah, Gabe Vincent is their starter.
That's news to me. I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Kyle Lowry's a bench player. Yeah.
Oh, they transitioned that like
Yeah.
quietly. That's
But
interesting.
I think they brought him in to come off the bench. Like they just wanted him to have like bring that unit confidence. They like his advantage there. So I think he's been coming off the bench for a minute. But yeah, Gabe Vincent is a starter.
Wow.
Yeah.
Starting point guard, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So even though he's undrafted, he's worked his way into that. Max Strus is a starter. You know what I mean? Like Caleb Martin is the one coming off the bench. I think Duncan Robinson comes off the bench too.
And then no one's talking about freaking a key for them, former sixth man of the year, Tyler Hero, who's out.
Right.
Imagine it.
Who
And
could
that's
come
a
back
ball
too?
handler, shot maker.
Damn, he might come back during
6'6".
this. Let me see.
Imagine if they had him.
He's definitely on pace to make it back by the finals if they make it there. But I think he even has a chance to come back this series. Let me see. Tyler Hero, RotoWire. Let's see. I should have did NBC Sports Edge, but let's see. Hero isn't shooting or dribbling, been ruled out for game 1. Let me see. Let me go to the other source. I like Roto World better. Damn, right, but you're right. Nobody's even thinking about him at this point. Damn, he's making mil now. Yeah, he's still limited. So
I think it would be a stretch for him to, I think like,
yeah,
he's most likely, done. I forget what his injury was, but
I think it's a broken. Yeah, it's a broken right hand.
a hand injury. Okay, actually, at least like it's like not like a knee or anything like that. Like,
yeah. But he's not dribbling or shooting right now is the thing. So
is it on his shooting hand or on his offhand?
Right hand. I think he's a righty.
Oh shit, that's on his shooting hand.
Yeah.
And his dominant hand, so his ball handling hand too. So yeah, he's probably not coming back.
But watch him come back game 7 and give y'all like 20. That's how the Miami Heat are, bro. He's coming back off a broken hand. His hand is and he's out here giving you 20. Like that would be crazy. Like the way they play.
This makes it even more of an indictment on Embiid, and the league just wanted to rush and give him that MVP. Wow. You know what I mean? And then Embiid is just, I love Embiid, but it's like, man, dude. Yeah, not to throw it to Embiid, but we gotta handle business. We gotta handle business.
Right. So I know, yeah, that was a good one. A lot going on in the playoffs. We'll wrap up here. Lakers are playing tonight. We got to take this one. We're feeling good. Lakers fans are upset though.
Y'all playing tonight? Okay.
Yeah, we playing tonight at 8:30 your time. So we got a couple hours. Let's go Lakers, man. Till next week, y'all. Sports and Layers. Peace out.
We out.